Hello, welcome to the Carousel of Conversations. You're in for a real treat. Join us as we take a spin through the past, present, and future of all things Disney. Here, where there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow just a podcast away. Let the podcast begin.
Oh my word, Noah. What do you have there?
I'm just holding my clipboard. Can a man not hold his clipboard in peace?
I feel like it's kind of got like a panda face on the top of it.
It was going for Mickey head at first, and then I just started scribbling, and then it kind of turned into this.
That does not look like a Mickey head at all.
Is that your own personal clipboard, or is that like your dad's work clipboard? Because that'll be embarrassing if he has to take that to his job.
It did say Ethan here. That's why I marked it out with a black circle. And then I was like, yeah, I might want to take that off. So I scribbled over it, and now it's this.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Carousel of Conversations. Today, we are joined by the worst guest we've ever had, also known as my sister, also known as Karisa.
The shame. The shame.
Look, I wouldn't be a good older brother if I introduced her as the coolest guest. No, I have to introduce her as the worst guest. That's an older brother's responsibility.
If y'all wanted a picture of what my life looked like the past, I don't know, I'm not saying how old I am, but this is it, yeah.
Don't date yourself. That's very dangerous, even though I'm young.
Yeah, I don't do that. After you turn like 25, there's no more counting birthdays. It's fine.
Yeah,
Wait,
for real.
You went to 26. I stopped at 25. 25 forever.
Sounds great to me.
This is my sister, Karisa. She is a Disney travel agent, and she's the one who actually blame her for me being a travel agent. So if you have a bad experience, it's all her fault because she's the one who got me into this. No, but she works for Fambia as well, and she has her own travel agency that she works with. And what's the name of it? Like, how can they find you?
Yeah, so I do mainly Instagram. That's like my number one place that I post. And it's Crews, but it's spelled Crews, which is actually my last name. So Crews into vacay. And that's just a little play on words because I wanted to use my last name. So, but yeah, I've been a travel agent for 2.5 years now. So I love it. I love just helping clients. I love Disney. I love talking about Disney. So, and so does RJ, which is we'd always get on the phone and like talk constantly about Disney. So I'm like, you need to be a travel agent with me. Like, you should do it. So
except Karisa is of the opinion that Disneyland is better than Disney World.
The audacity.
We can all have our opinions here. I think for me,
some are bad though.
Listen, when was the last time y'all went to Disneyland though? So can we really have an opinion on a place you haven't been?
I mean, I went in 2015. What year are we in? 10 years ago?
Yeah.
So, again, dating ourselves.
2013.
My parents went like a few months ago, so like I think I have their opinion, honestly.
No one's never been, so like no one can't have an opinion.
Yeah.
You can judge me all you want, don't Noah. I am not afraid of you.
I will say I've been to Disney World like 3 times in the past couple years, and I do love it every time. I don't know, Disneyland's home to me. It's my home park. So
I get that.
It's got a special place in my heart.
Like for us too, when you live 8 hours away from the park, it's a little bit different. Like when you live a couple hours away and you can drive to the parks, it just makes it so much easier. You're not going to drive halfway across the country if you live on the West Coast to go to Disney World when you've got Disneyland right in your backyard. And so I think for us, that's why we prefer Disney World. Now, I will say that like the parks, I feel like having 4 parks as opposed to 2 and having more offerings, I think is better for a week-long trip. But I do feel like Disneyland anyways, is a 4 or 5 day park at least if you've never been, where you can get 2 days at Disneyland and 2 days at California Adventure. And I think it's a lot of fun. Plus, there's so much history involved in Disneyland.
Yeah,
for sure.
It really is where it all started. And so like
I think what a lot of people don't understand is there is a little bit more at Disney World, but they have almost the exact same amount of rides. Like if you actually look at how many rides Disneyland has, how many rides Disney World has, it's actually almost the exact same amount. Now, it's a lot more of a smaller space. So like I will literally look at a ride, go on it and turn around and there's another ride versus Disney World. You have to like walk a good amount to the next ride. So it's just a difference in how things are laid out and what things are. But you can't get through it in just a couple days because it's still about the same amount of rides. Even with Fast Pass, it just takes time. So
I do have to say, you know how happy I would be if Animal Kingdom had as many rides as Disneyland has by itself? I would be all the haters that say Animal Kingdom is a one-day park or half-a-day park. They wouldn't be able to fight. They would be able to stand on that ground anymore.
You know, I think that Bella is looking forward to Animal Kingdom the most for our future trip. Well, she is like obsessed with Lion King right now.
She sees the light, like.
Ugh.
I think Animal Kingdom is underrated. I'm super excited. They just announced that we are getting Pandora in California Adventure at Disneyland, and that I'm excited about. I mean, the Monsters Inc. ride, people can complain about it all they want, but it was trash. So super excited actually that we're getting Pandora because I think that's a great use of space, and I think it's gonna be.
I will come to Disneyland just for that, honestly, in my opinion.
The sketch looked amazing.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
Especially if it's based off this. The second movie is a little better. I don't. Okay, not better in every way, but like I think the graphics are really good in that one. So I think that they could translate that to the park.
I like
what,
all
RJ?
The avatars.
You disagree? RJ hates the second movie.
I like the first one better. No, I like the second movie. I just like the first movie better.
I like all the avatars. As long as it says Avatar on it, there's a 90% chance I'm going to like it. So
I haven't seen the second one. I'm okay.
What? You've never seen it?
No, I've seen the first one, but I haven't seen the second one.
The second one is good.
And I really have noticed,
good.
like, when RJ showed me the first one, he made it out like that was like the best movie ever. And I remember sitting there thinking, what am I watching? This is so weird.
Pocahontas. It is kind of odd. Yeah, it is.
No,
Pocahontas
I don't
with
see that.
people.
I don't see that at all.
Listen, I think when it came out, it was the best movie because like the screen, I mean, that was like the first like real experience that you have in like being immersed into something, especially like on the big screen when you actually went and watched it in the movie theaters. It was way above its time. But now, it's kind of a letdown. Like if you think about it, because now we got 4K and it's the same. So
the ride is amazing though. Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage is cool.
Flight of Passage changes your life. Like everyone I've taken on it has walked off and they're like, that is the best experience, not even just ride, just experience I've ever had. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you like it. You're never coming back here again, are you? They're like, no, I'm not. I'm like, okay.
Experience 10 out of 10. Motion sickness 1 out of 10. I can't ride that. Like I'll ride it once every trip and then I'm out.
You're preaching to
must
the
be
choir with
like
RJ.
Even on my motion sickness patch, that ride still makes me sick.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is like a genetic thing.
No, because I only get like that on screen-based rides. RJ's like ridiculous. I can ride Tower of Terror.
RJ's everything.
This past trip, I rode Tower of Terror 4 times, almost back to back to back, and I was totally fine. Well, it's our version. It's called Guardians here, but like, and Caleb was like this is great, and RJ would never have done that.
No, RJ couldn't have done that. We had a church picnic on Sunday, and we were sitting underneath the tree and we were all in this big circle, and RJ's chair was in the part of the circle that was like kind of slanting. So half of his body was going downhill, half of his body was uphill. And he was like, I'm going to pass out.
Stop.
He got sick just from sitting that way.
I believe it. Yeah. He wasn't always like that. He wasn't. We used to go to Six Flags and just ride rides back to back. So
I still love roller coasters. Like I do. I just can't. I wish it didn't make me sick, you know? But there's nothing really I can do about it.
I do have to say, I was gonna do that. I was gonna be like, I can't believe I'm the one saying this. But don't we have a title to get to? We have a podcast to make, and it is about Disneyland that I've never been to, and we should get back to it. This dang Avatar and motion sickness tangent has gotten us too far away.
I am very excited about today's episode because today Karisa is coming on to talk about Disneyland and the 70th anniversary. And so all the things related to the 70th anniversary. And so we're very excited to kind of get her perspective since we're not able to go to the 70th anniversary. Let down. But
Not
we are
yet.
excited to get her. Yeah, that's true.
It goes till September.
Yeah, probably won't go.
Oh, no.
We got too many Disney World trip planned. But we're going to talk about all things related to the 70th, so that if you're thinking about going to Disneyland for the 70th, we definitely want you to hear what this is all about, what the celebration is all about, and all the information about that. So first, we're going to start with Noah's favorite topic about Disney. Merchandise.
Merchandising.
So what sort of 70th merchandise did they have? What sort of things did you buy? Because you definitely probably bought some.
I bought all the things.
And so what sort of stuff did you have that was exclusive to the 70th this year?
So I don't know if a lot of people know this, but they actually broke down the merchandising into 4 different categories, and I've never seen them do anything like that before. So they had the anniversary collection, the castle collection, the Maps and Mickey Mouse, and the vault collection. I loved it though, because I feel like it played into what everyone likes. So like the anniversary collection was very much like the colors of the anniversary, which was like pink, purple. Like I wasn't a fan of that. It just wasn't me. I'm not like super bright colors on my t-shirt is typically not me. And then the castle collection was like my bread and butter. Hold on, I gotta show you. So this was my Spirit jersey, and it's just like
Oh my
very
goodness.
muted.
Wow.
It's
That is
gold,
beautiful.
right? And the ears. Hold on. The ears.
Oh, did you get the
match.
pink ones? Yes, I wanted those ears.
They're like gold, and they're just so pretty.
They are
and
so cute.
I loved that. Like it was just very like I like stuff that's like muted. I didn't love that it was white, but still like I don't like bright colors. It's just not me. So the castle collection was like I was all about it. The vault collection looked like it was from 70 years ago, and I thought that was really really neat. I didn't buy anything from that, but I thought the collection was very well thought out. And then the Maps collection, I loved. I almost bought like a couple different things. They have like large blankets and things that like were like the map of Disneyland from 70 years ago, like what Walt's map would have looked
cool.
like.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
they had like some, so like I thought like if they do this in the future, everyone likes something different. Like everyone does. So hopefully they continue this. Like if they come out with like big themes like this, it's not all just like the colors of the 70th. It has like different collections to go to like different people's strength. And then they also they're bringing in like Japan type merch, which I thought was really cool. So this is a popcorn bucket,
my.
but it has a divider down the middle, so you can put popcorn in one side and then a drink in the other side. And it was so easy just to carry around. My husband was like, actually, like he's like, this is probably your best purchase, because he carried this for most of the time. He was sitting there on Pirates like in his lap, just eating it, because like the other popcorn buckets are you can't really like
No,
eat out of.
no.
So
No.
yeah.
That is very cool.
So what is that, like plastic? Like the texture?
It's I don't know if you can like hear it, but it literally is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I don't know, but it's squishable too. So I plan on just keeping this in my park stroller, and I'm just gonna put it underneath because I can squish it down. And like the center actually comes out too, so you can take it out and just flatten it completely.
cool.
Which
That
is
is
cool.
really
So
cool.
I guess they had these in Tokyo. It's like a Tokyo thing. But yeah, I was
Makes
I
sense.
was
They
here
have
for
all the
it.
good stuff.
So can you get the
Yeah.
popcorn refills with that as well?
Okay, so Disneyland and Disney World are different in that they don't do
Oh my
popcorn refills
gosh.
discounted.
Really?
Yeah, that's I didn't realize it was such a thing at Disney World until my friend's like walking around
that's
his
like a
popcorn
huge
bucket everywhere.
thing.
I know. I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Yeah, you can get popcorn refills everywhere for like super cheap." And I was like, "What? What?" Like, yeah, we pay the same price every time. So
So
that would
one
be
mark for
brutal.
Disney World there.
yeah, that is a mark, because you should see my
Yeah.
daughter eat popcorn. She can eat a lot of it. So
Oh
and
no,
then
that's
this-
like a big thing for us. Yeah.
Yeah, this was the other popcorn bucket that I bought. And I bought one for RJ as well. So actually mine's up there. This is RJ's. But yeah, he literally
huge.
is. He's so big, but he's
Wow.
very cool. And I won't do it on
can't
here
wait.
because I don't want to creep everyone out. But when you like say, "Hey, Mickey," like to the back of him, his eyes blink, his head turns, and he like talks to you and he says different
That's so
things. And it's
cool.
really cool. So
That's
he's
super
amazing.
As soon as I saw Disney's Instagram and they posted a video of them talking to that Mickey popcorn bucket, and I was like, do we get to buy our own little animatronic statue? And then I was like, okay, it's a popcorn bucket. Like, I need that. And I texted Karisa, sent her the video, and I was like, please buy this for me, please.
That is
Yeah, I
seriously
got
cool.
you. I was
It's like an Alexa
yes.
Mickey Mouse, but it can only say two
Yeah.
things and can't help you out around your home.
Now, everybody's Echo
You're not allowed to
devices are
say that
going
word on a
off in their
podcast.
house,
Oh.
Noah.
Alexa, turn on the bathroom light. You're welcome, sir.
All right, now I do want to talk about the main merchandise that is interactive with the park. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? I know you have it behind you.
Actually,
It's
it's
right behind you. Oh, it teleported.
So I have two because I have two kids, and let's be real, I was not going to monitor. Okay, which one did it last? Okay, now it's your turn. Like, you got to share and make sure, because like you walk around and there's 9 different stops, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, I've got 2 kids, they're gonna argue about this the entire day. As a mom, couldn't handle it, so I just bought 2. I was smart. So okay,
It
this
lights
thing was so cool. So I don't know if you can see,
Super
but there's like
bright.
different. Yeah, there we go. There's different park icons. So each time you went to a different land, so there was 9 different lands, you unlocked different icons on it. So the kids like absolutely adored this. They thought it was the coolest thing. It's big, but it does have like a little strap and everything, which is nice. So you can just carry it around with the strap. And each time, hold on, let me see. My kids made this work. I don't know if I can make it work. Here you go. Let me see if you can hear it. Can you guys hear that at all?
Only when
It's
you
sort
talk.
of like cutting in and out, but yeah, I can sort of hear it.
Okay.
That's so cool.
That's cool.
Okay.
I can't wait for Disney World to get one of these.
Essentially, right? So, like, okay, it reminds me honestly of Disney World when they had like the statues and you could
Oh,
go
yeah.
and find them. Like, that's what this was, except it was just for each land of Disneyland. And so every time you unlocked a new lock, you got a new park icon, and then your key plays the music from that land. So, like, the one I was just playing a second ago was Haunted Mansion. And so, like, you found it over in that area. And then you found the one from Toontown, like it played the little Toontown music that you hear in Toontown. So that was really cool. My kids already love it. They've been playing with it a lot, so my thing was it is expensive, but
Yeah.
you at least get a toy out of it.
Magic
and
comes with
then-
a price. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And then after you're done, it unlocks this little thing in the back, and you can it's like a pin that pops out, and that pin you can take, and it's like a keepsake, and there's 9 different ones. And we got so lucky, we actually got, so there's like the rare ones all the way to like the most common ones, and we just happened to get the rare ones. There was people buying 9 of these keys, like 9 different ones, so they could try to complete the set of these pin sets. And the pins are like reselling
crazy.
for like the most popular ones are reselling for like $200 to $300 online.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Man,
so
I'm
like,
so jealous.
would you tell us how much per key they cost?
So the key costs $60
Okay.
a piece. Like, and then
Dang.
each key comes with a pin, but you don't know what pin you get until you finish the whole scavenger hunt.
So
at
people buying 9 of those at $60 for
Gosh,
chance,
that's a lot of
chance.
money.
I know.
I do know that there is a way to unlock them without scanning them in every single
did hear about
area.
that, yeah.
So Yeah, so there's a way you can like press and hold a button, push a pin in the bottom, and it'll pop out with the pin. So
The
like for
cheater's
those
way.
of you who are buying it, but well, for those who would buy it and then have to go and not be able to complete it, don't think that you can never get out your pin unless you ruin the toy. Like there is a way to do it, but yeah. And then she told me how much the popcorn bucket was, so I paid for the popcorn bucket myself. But the popcorn bucket was $55, which I think is reasonable considering it's like a mini animatronic.
Yeah.
That is also doubles as a popcorn bucket that I think is just going to be super
But that
sweet.
also makes
like,
more
I'm
sense.
really looking forward to that.
Because at Disneyland, like you were saying, Krista, like you don't get a discount on the popcorn if you rebuy it. So like at Disney World,
Yeah.
that would make even more sense because part of that expense goes towards the discount. But at Disneyland, it doesn't. So it's a higher price
Right.
than at Disney World, really.
Yeah, I don't know, but like people still buy them just the same. So I mean, I've never bought any before. I don't know what you're talking about, but to me, like the popcorn, half the time at Disneyland, people collect the popcorn buckets and they say leave the popcorn. Like they don't even care about the popcorn. They're just collecting the buckets. Like it's a thing.
At Disney World, sometimes you can tell them, and they'll put it in a separate like bag on the
Yeah.
side, so you still get the popcorn. You just don't get it inside the popcorn bucket, so you don't ruin the bucket.
Half the time
Yeah.
they don't
I
even
think
put
it's
it in
pretty
there.
smart, too.
Like a lot
Yeah,
of
they
times,
just put it in
Yeah,
that
they
little
won't
box.
anymore.
Yeah, they just give you like the little holder, and they just give you the popcorn like premium
Yeah.
bucket as they call it. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It's the same at Disneyland because let's be real, we're collecting the buckets, not for popcorn. I don't think my popcorn
Yeah.
buckets have ever seen popcorn, so it's fine.
My one has, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yours came with popcorn in it, and they wouldn't put it on the side.
Oh, really?
Yours
It
no.
holds
Your
a
little
lot of
monster
popcorn. I'm
guy.
telling you what. It
does.
holds a lot of popcorn.
My Mickey pumpkin one doesn't hold as much, but it came with
Yeah.
popcorn inside of it because it lit up for the Halloween party.
That's cool. I want to go to.
I
Halloween
think
party
Bella's Figment popcorn bucket is really cool too. I love that
Which
one, the
one?
Journey to Imagination one.
The one
again. Oh
that,
yeah, that
The
one's
one.
cool.
we got on our last trip.
Yeah.
It had like the rainbow,
Doug?
the rainbow cotton popcorn. It was
Oh, yeah.
really cool.
Oh, I did see that one. That one did look cool. Doug is my favorite. He says, "Hi, I just met you and I love you." And his little
he
Doug
talks.
voice from Up, I love it. He's my favorite.
That's cool.
None
That's
of
cool.
our popcorn
Yeah.
buckets talk.
None
Yeah.
of them talk. No.
Listen,
I
we
wanna
gotta
get
get
the
cooler
Death Star
popcorn
one.
buckets because we don't get the refills. There's a give and take.
That's true. Mine goes in the dark though. I will say, my little vampire bear thing from Night Before Christmas.
Does it?
Its eyes and yeah. Because one time I was in this room late at night, and I look over it. I just see these eyes glowing, looking at me with this bright teeth. I was like, "What the heck is that? Holy water! Holy water!" And it was just a popcorn bucket. So we're all good.
I will say before
Now-
I bought Mickey, my husband was very adamant. He's like, check to see that it has an off switch because you say Mickey way too often. He's like, I am not going to be like, hi, hi. Like, no, he's like, that cannot be in our bedroom unless it has an off switch.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Now, before we move on to something else, is the merchandise selling out really quickly, or does Disney have a pretty good stock of it for this 70th anniversary celebration?
I feel like it's hit and miss. The keys sold out twice now, and I know the keys are currently sold out, and they're not going to be restocked until the end of June. And I think that's a huge disappointment because that is something they are advertising so big. And if I went and I didn't get a key, and that's like one of the whole reasons I was excited about the 70th, I would have been ticked. But again, I don't think that they estimated at that price point that people were going to be buying 9 of them. You know what I mean? Like, and that was very common.
Right.
People kept buying more to collect the pins, and I don't think that they planned on that. So that was kind of disappointing. And then the rest of it, I feel like they had a pretty good stock. There was a couple things. They had Walt's journal, like it was like supposed to be like a replica. It was a notebook, but it looked like his original journal that he did a lot of like his park planning in. And I really wanted that. I think that was so cool, and they were completely sold out. So I just don't know if they planned on that one just being less popular than it was. But for the most part, like spirit jerseys and like all of the main things, the ears, those were everywhere, and they didn't see any sign of selling out. So we'll see. Like I said, it goes till September, so we'll see how much they
Is
keep in
that
stock.
September 2025 or September 2026?
September 2025.
Okay.
Wow, that's a
So
short part.
essentially, Well, I have my opinions on this, but they mainly did it to compete with Epic. They started almost the exact same day as Epic Universe, and then they're just doing it through the summer. They made it a bigger deal, but the fact is they have to take the decorations down for Halloween for it to really. It pretty much ends the day Halloween starts. So.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's like Christmas in Halloween at Disney World, where they take everything down overnight, and it's Christmas magic.
Yeah. Same. It's the same here.
I do have a question about the key, and I don't know. I forgot to glance over those show notes that RJ worked on, but I don't know if he's going to mention this later. But so the stations for the keys for you to like scan them or whatever. When you guys went, was those stations like super visible? Was it easy to get to, or do you feel like you were waiting in line or fighting for the crowd? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I feel like people on social media portrayed it as like these huge long lines at like every key station.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like that the first week or so. When we went, there was maybe like one person in front of us and then we were next. We never really actually had to wait in line, so that was nice. I will say, okay, so I tried really hard not to watch too many spoilers of where they were at, because I wanted it to be like a true scavenger hunt for the kids. And so I didn't really, I mean, other than like I looked at how they were like used and stuff, but I could not find two of them and had to look it up because they were that well hidden. One was like inside a shop, like in the corner, and then another one was in so like our Galaxy's Edge is kind of like, it has two different entrances, one from Fantasyland and then one from Frontierland. And the one from Fantasyland is, I just don't go to Fantasyland a super ton. And if I wouldn't have looked it up, I would have never found that one, because technically that was the Frontierland one, because it was still technically Frontierland, but it was like off the beaten path. And I had to look it up because I could not find it. But I think that's more fun. I think it's more fun. It did tell you on the back of the box exactly where there's like one in Frontierland, there's one in Toontown. Like it told you the like generalized locations, but I think they did a great job of hiding them, and I think that's more fun than if they would have made it super visible. So
for sure.
And it's not on the same degree, but like a lot of times at Epcot, during their festivals, they'll have these scavenger hunts, like during Art of Anim. That's the hotel. What am I thinking?
No,
Arts.
Festival of the Arts.
Festival of the Arts. Festival. They have Figment hidden in portraits around the world, and so like you have to go find that. Or we did one for Easter one time where they had all these Easter eggs hidden around, and you had to go find those. And they're just like, that's one of the fun things that I love about Epcot, especially with Bella, is doing those types of things. It's the fun of not knowing, and you have to search it out. So I totally get that.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
I think it makes it more fun.
Yeah.
All right, I hate to do it because this is my favorite topic. That's why I put it first, but we have to move on to the other topics. No, I'm very excited about this next one. Did they have any sort of specialty food or drink items? And then were you able to try any of them? What would you recommend? What are you like? Please don't try this. This was gross. If you had any of those moments.
Yeah. Okay. So they always come out obviously with a foodie guide. There's so much food to try. I tried to like have like a game plan of what I'm gonna eat, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think one of the coolest things that they've done is they've really made. It's kind of intertwines, but they've made a lot of different, like their nighttime shows, their specialty dining, like with the dining reservations, it correlates. And I think that's really cool. So like they have a paint the night show, but they have like a dining reservation to go with that. And I think that's really cool. And a lot of their like specialty foods is in that dining reservation. So I thought that was really neat. I think they're upping their game as far as their like reserved seating and stuff. I think that's better than it's ever been. I wasn't super impressed at Pixar Fest, which is what we did a little bit ago. That food was like phenomenal. I wasn't super impressed with the 70th food. I feel like there was a lot of desserts and not a lot of savory food. And there's only so many desserts I can have when it's 100 degrees outside and it's super hot. And I don't really necessarily want a bunch of desserts. So we tried like one or two a day because there was 5 of us, so we could split it up. There was a super popular celebration like macaron, and it was like cake on the bottom and it was strawberries on the inside of the cake and then a macaron on top, and that was delicious. It was
That sounds
so
right up my
so
alley.
good. Yeah, like the fresh fruit like got it for me. Like the taste wasn't, super, I don't know, like yeah, it was just great. It was really good.
That does sound good.
So that was,
It sounds refreshing.
yeah. And then they did like little things like they did like a fried tamale, and like, I don't know, some of this stuff just wasn't really, I don't know, wasn't my thing. And so I was kind of a little disappointed in their savory options, but their sweet options, everything I tried was fantastic.
We watched a video with Mr. Morrow that he was doing his 70th review. Have you watched him before? He does the
I
whole...
love him.
Anywho,
Yes.
not trying to sell his thing, but like that's what he's known for. And so he did this cake, and it did not look good to me whatsoever, but it was like one of their celebration cakes. It was supposed to be like a birthday cake, but it was like a combination of a bunch of different desserts into one cake. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you guys try that?
Was it like a layered cake?
Yes.
Yes.
It was like a layer.
See,
but like
it
it's
looked
like
like it
every
had
time
icing on it.
every time he would open a layer, like another dessert came out. And it's just like, that does just not sound good to me at all.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. We did not try that one.
Okay.
Like I said, I think that was it. Like there was just too many desserts and I couldn't try them all. They did
Right.
do
Yeah.
they did do pineapple beignets, and I was really excited about that. It didn't hit for me. I was really disappointed because I like pineapple. I
Beignets
like
are the
pineapple.
best.
Beignets are the
It's
best.
hard to mess up
yeah.
a beignet unless you don't.
Oh, it's so
cook it
funny.
right.
Okay, speaking of beignets, Bella watched Princess and the Frog on the way home from church last night, and it's like she discovered the word beignet, and she said it like 20 times between the garage and her bedroom getting ready for bed. I remember thinking, if I hear the word beignet one more time, I'm going to freak out.
Now your next Disney trip, she's got to go to French
Yeah.
Quarter. It's just a
I
rite of
know,
passage.
I know.
I had
Oh,
16
yeah.
in one day. Saying I love beignets is an understatement, okay?
So, like, how was
Okay,
the
but not
pineapple
Disney World.
incorporated into the beignet?
That-
Was it like the sauce, or was it on the inside?
No, that's I thought it was going to be on the inside. This is the stupid part. It was a powder. The powder was pineapple flavored.
Oh.
It wasn't
the powdered
inside.
sugar
It was like
pineapple.
yeah, it was like the powder on the outside, and it was not good. I was like, why? They could have just inserted the pineapple in there, like a
Yeah.
fluffy pineapple donut. It would have been perfect. One thing that they did not miss on, and one of the best things I've ever had, is they had a pineapple upside down cake Dole Whip. And so
I
it
have
was
seen those,
caramel.
yes.
It was caramel drizzle all over the like sides of the cup, and then the inside was Dole Whip, just regular Dole Whip, and then it had on the top, it had pineapple upside down like cake bits, and then pineapple on top of it, and it was so good. Probably one of the best things I've ever had. I mean, granted, it was hot, so like it was very refreshing, but
Yeah.
the caramel with the pineapple, like Dole Whip, it was perfect.
I
So
bet it did
that
work,
was
yeah.
Like the
definitely
best
good.
thing ever. I'll have to make
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That sounds insane.
They did a strawberry
No, you
shortcake
probably
one.
can't have half of the ingredients inside of it.
I can make them. I can just make them. It's fine. I'm a chef. Okay, I am a chef. I can create
Do you have a
whatever I
Ninja
want.
Creamy?
Noah is gluten free.
No, but I've been wanting one. I've told everyone if they have a
Ninja
spare
Creamy.
$350, give it to me, okay?
You don't need the high end one. Get the lower one. But Ninja
But,
Creamy
like-
does make great pineapple. Dole Whips.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like my Ninja Creamy actually tastes
Yeah.
like a Dole Whip. So it's good.
That can
Why
be a
are you
TikTok.
shaking
Side
your
note.
head no, RJ?
We don't need another appliance.
Whatever. I need a new air fryer. I don't like my air fryer.
That is
I
true.
need a Ninja Creamy apparently, because I need to make myself some Dole Whips.
No, you're
okay?
lactose intolerant.
That doesn't
No,
matter.
he's not.
That
You
doesn't-
can use
yeah,
dairy-free
no, I
milk.
am. Yeah, I'm
You can
lactose
use
intolerant, but
dairy-free milk.
Dairy-free milk. Fun fact: the Dole Whip is actually vegan. I don't know how.
There you go.
But it is.
Oh my
So-
goodness, that is like the healthiest food I eat is Dole Whip.
Healthiest food at
It's like,
Disney
I'm
World,
on a Dole
honestly.
Whip diet.
Dole Whips
I'll come
every
at Disney World,
day.
and the healthiest thing I will eat at Disney World is a cheeseburger with only cheese and like the actual burger on it, and no like lettuce or tomato. That is the healthiest thing I ever will have at Disney World.
Yeah.
Now, did they have any sort of, like, not merchandise, but I'm talking, like, were the cups at the restaurants for, like, quick service themed at all? Or was there any sort of, like, theming on the basic popcorn buckets that you buy for the 70th? Or was it mostly just, like, the snacks and stuff?
It was mostly the snack. So like the popcorn bucket, this one does actually, one of the other reasons I bought it did actually say like Disneyland 70 on it. And this is again from the Castle collection. It kind of matches my Spirit jersey. It's more of that like fancy like type. So they did have like a couple, I did buy, hold on, grab it here. I did buy like one mug, but I was kind of disappointed because I realized afterwards that it doesn't actually say Disneyland 70, but it came out with the 70th merch. So I was like, well, that's weird, but it just looks very like old school Walt. I love that black and gold.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect. But yeah, I didn't notice, they didn't really have actually very many sippers either now that I think about it. Usually they have a bunch of sippers, but they didn't. It was mainly the popcorn buckets for this one. So I would say like, yes, as far as like specialty drinks, there wasn't a ton that I noticed, or anything they did specialty with drinks. I think they mainly focused on their food items.
Okay. I gotcha. All right, now to the topic that everybody is interested in, for sure. Even if you don't buy any of the merch, we need to know about the nighttime shows that they came out with for the 70th. Because I've seen some videos of these, and these look incredible.
You know, I had my hopes like up here for Paint the Night, which is the nighttime spectacular. It's a parade, and I was like, okay, this like better not like let me down. It exceeded my expectations. Like it was way better than
Nice.
I thought. The way that the characters, like there's so much LED, and the way I've never seen Main Street dim, like completely almost black, like even during like the fireworks, like there's a good amount of light, but it was the coolest thing. Like all of a sudden, so I got a spot right at the end of Main Street. Okay, fun side fact, I actually got right next to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What's his name?
Will Smith?
Will Smith?
Will Smith?
No, the side guy.
Oh, Alfonso.
And the one that does Dancing with the
Carlton.
Stars. Carlton, thank you.
Carlton.
So Carlton and the whole
Y'all don't
Dancing
watch
with
Fresh Prince.
I know, my bad. It's been a while, but the whole like Dancing with the Stars team literally got a spot right next to us at the Paint the Night parade. So we got to like watch them.
That's
They were doing
cool.
like a
That's
whole little dance. It was cool. It was
That's
neat.
really
So,
cool.
but anyway, I was
Yeah.
like right at the end of Main Street, and all of a sudden, right before it started, all of the lights just dimmed very slowly, and it was like serene. Like Disneyland was like dark, and then all of a sudden you see like the lights coming around the corner, and they are just so bright and cool. The characters that they included in it, it was fantastic. It was one of the coolest things that I've seen.
And it's like if the electrical light parade was just given that much more budget and we had the technology for it. It's just like insane, like the amount of like coordination and stuff. And like the one thing I want to note is I always look for like the detailing nerd stuff whenever the parades or whatever happens. So for Paint the Night, they actually installed like, you know, like at the sports ball games, they have those really tall lights that shine onto the field. You know those? Yeah, I don't know sports.
Yes.
But anyway.
Spotlights?
Yeah, spotlights. Yeah, like the really tall ones.
Those are
Okay.
used at more things than just sporting events.
Listen to me, okay? They're also used at Disneyland because they
I mean, I'm pretty
hide
sure we
them.
have some spotlights in our church. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
just
Keep
like,
going. Yeah,
okay.
keep going. I need to talk nerdy stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sorry.
They have those spotlight things and they're LEDs, okay? And they put them on top of the Main Street buildings. But if you saw those spotlight things during the day, you wouldn't think you're in Disney World at all. It would feel cheap. So what they did is that they're folded down during the daytime, and as soon as they need them for Paint the Night, they extend upward to shine onto Main Street for the parade. And once the parade's over, they fold back down over Main Street buildings.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The lights, I've never seen anything like it. There's so many lights, and but it's also not overwhelming like you would think it would be. So it's really, it was a great parade. I definitely think, I hope they keep it around. I've heard it's very expensive, which is why they got rid of it years ago. So I'm hoping it stays past September, but either way, I think that's something that needs to come around. I think it'd be cool for that one to travel to Disney World. I know you guys are getting your own nighttime spectacular, but it was neat. I will say the Worlds of Color was brand new as well. So we have Worlds of Color all the time. So it's a lot like Epcot's, except ours is only from one direction. So when they do projections on the water, and the projections are really cool. They've done some amazing World of Colors before, like to the point where like the shields from Captain America, he like throws it and you can like see it travel across the water. Like they've done some amazing things, but this World of Color, I feel like it was a little bit thrown together. So I wasn't as impressed. They did a Muppets opening. The Muppets opening was fantastic. It was funny. It was funny. It was well placed. I mean, they were like telling them the rules and like the way that like, it's a way Muppets way of telling the rules. It was hilarious. I absolutely loved it. But I will say
you got a good check on your checklist.
Oh,
yeah.
The Muppets is key. The Muppets is key, okay? And I needed someone to like Muppets after Muppet Vision 3D closing, because that is just a shotgun to the heart, okay?
Did you ride that when you were, or watch it when you were at Disney World?
I will say I've been to Walt Disney World 4 times and I've never gone on it. I don't know why. I just I think it's just a part of the park that we never actually went to. We were always like, we had a limited time, so we were trying to hit the main attractions, and it was something we never went on, which I'm disappointed about now, of course. But
so good.
But Muppets opening Worlds of Color was fantastic. I think that they tried to make it like, it was like themed in with like a song, and so they were trying to, the whole thing was themed in with like Inside Out, and to me it was just a little bit too like, it was all about Inside Out and them narrating it and not enough of the storyline like continuing. So it wasn't bad. I wouldn't say it's bad. It just from other Worlds of Colors, I feel like it was a little disappointing and they could have done a little better, but the Muppets made it, so that was cool. But
the Muppets
what
always
is
make
the
everything.
show that they do in front of the Mickey roller coaster one? I think it's at
That's
Disney
World of
California.
Color.
Is that
That's
World of
World
Color?
of Color.
Talking about.
Yeah.
We
So
had watched it one time on YouTube.
Yeah, the crazy part is, so they had 5 different nighttime shows, which was crazy to me because that's the most we've ever had. So we had Fantasmic going on at Disneyland. We have Paint the Night twice. And then the coolest part is we watched Paint the Night and immediately 30 minutes later was the fireworks. And so we actually just watched Paint the Night and then just moved forward and watched the fireworks because we were already on Main Street. So I love that. Now, fireworks wasn't a new show. It was returning from, they started it last year, but that one's the one where Baymax flies over the castle, and it's incredible. Cool. It's really good. That's one of my favorites. So I was happy they brought that back. And then they did, so those are 3, and then they did a projection show on It's a Small World, which is really cool, and that was specific for the 70th. And then they had Worlds of Color as well. So there was multiple nights where we're like, what do we go to? There's too many to choose from. And again, Disneyland and Disney, and we have park hopper passes, so like Disneyland and California Adventure right here. So there was one night where we went over, we watched Paint the Night, and then we ran over and watched World of Color as well, because you can do both, which is nice.
Right.
So yeah, but
That's
there was
cool.
a lot of nighttime shows.
I think that the up like house going through the castle for those sorts of things, or like Baymax, I kind of wish that Disney World would incorporate more of that than just Tinkerbell. I know Tinkerbell's a classic, and it's not like I'm saying take away Tinkerbell from the fireworks show, but like having Baymax fly, or having like up the house from Up go flying from the castle, I think is a super cool thing that they do.
Yeah, I will
disagreeing
say.
with me?
I will say they
I
stopped doing the Up House.
Oh, really?
Really?
It was California Wind. Yeah, they couldn't get every time, like it would like they'd have issues, and so they had to kind of stop doing it because I saw it the first time it happened, and it was one of the coolest things. Yeah, but no, Tinkerbell's a classic. I love me some Tinkerbell. So
yeah, I mean,
I'm
oh
not
my
mad about
goodness,
that.
it's like the best moment of the fireworks show is when Tinkerbell flies out of the castle. Why would you want that to go away?
When that dude flies out of the, I mean,
I don't care who it
Don't
is.
ruin it.
It's just
We do have
Here's my
technology
thing.
restraints though in our castle where we couldn't do anything besides Tinkerbell because
Oh,
the
I
way
know.
the way
Yeah.
we eject Tinkerbell out of the castle, fun fact, is actually a security guard just kind of kicks her off because any other way would be a danger hazard to anyone else. So Tinkerbell and,
And
the
it
security
really
guard just
is a
walk up the
guy.
castle. Yeah. and he
Tinkerbell
just
really
kicks
is a
her off.
guy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I think that Tinkerbell is a classic, and I love Happily Ever After. I think it's one of the best fireworks shows ever made. I'm surprised that like our fireworks show switches a couple times a year, and I didn't realize that like Disney World's is like always the same.
Well, here's the thing. They tried. They tried to switch up the show,
Yeah.
and then we made noise.
uproar.
And so
An uproar.
it was like, never mind. We'll just go back to Happily Ever After.
Enchantment more like
Gotcha.
enstupidment, am I right?
all right, beyond the nighttime shows, was there a lot of decor? Like, I remember Disney World's 50th,
Oh, yeah.
and they had, like, the big medallion, all the bunting on the castle.
The statues
like, was there
everywhere.
and then, like, yeah, statues for the 50th, like, had the magic band sort of stuff. Was there things like that that, like, upgraded the decor for the 70th for Disneyland?
Yeah, so they actually, I'm grabbing it, sorry. They actually did, so they do like the normal stuff, right? The castle, they did the like the going down Main Street, all the different things hanging off the lanterns. They had a huge 70th thing in the Esplanade, and it was really cool, looked like a music box. And then they did a couple different things, like when you're walking into Disneyland, when you're walking to California Adventure, like different 70th like decor, and you could use your magic band on almost all of them and get different things. So one thing I thought was really neat this year is they did some more interactive things with your magic bands, and they gave out tickets. So you like scanned your magic band and you got a ticket, and it was a little personalized, which I thought was really cool. So this one just says like our special anniversary guest, and then I have another one that says like our valued magic key holder, because I'm an annual pass holder. So like I thought that was like really neat. Like how does it?
Cool.
I mean, like obviously it knows based off of your magic band, but
Yeah.
I thought these little like were just super cute little keepsakes. I actually got like a little photo book for our kids to keep them in, and I slid them in so they didn't get ruined throughout the day, like in our stroller. But they had them at different like attractions as well. So they were in Frontierland. There was one over. It was all the opening day attractions. You got one for. So this one was specific to. Oh, this was the cinema, which is like our little like wall where you can walk through. But they also had one for Jungle Cruise. They had one for the shooting gallery. So I thought that was really neat. They really honored the 70th attractions,
cool.
the opening day attractions, and I thought that was
That is
neat,
really
and just a
cool.
little
Yeah.
cute keepsake. So yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I know you would love
Well, and I
something like
love-
that because of like the
Yeah.
classic, like especially because they have one for the train, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love trains.
Yep.
Gosh, I love trains.
No, it's
just
a very
going to
old little
shuttle mode.
Sheldon.
our train's neat. It has like little like I don't know if you've ever seen like videos of it, but like if you go watch like a YouTube video or something, it has like different little like you go through like old style, and there's dinosaurs and like a bunch of different random stuff throughout our train, because that was like an actual attraction, not just
Yeah.
like a way to get from one place to the other. And I think that was Walt's vision.
They
Like
have that at
everything
Disney
was.
World.
Huh?
Yeah, but it's going to shuttle
they?
mode, and it's only going to go to 2 places. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the
Oh,
same.
ours is
Yeah,
like you go
basically shut
through
it down.
tunnels, and there's like multiple
Yeah.
different tunnels that tell stories. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah,
So.
they have that at Disney World too, but they're gonna kind of shut down the train here soon.
let's
for
hope they
the-
add a villain's land
Again?
station, because it's going to be a far walk to get to Villain's Land in Magic Kingdom from the beginning.
Ooh,
so
that's a good
a
idea.
new train station is always a good thing in my opinion, but you know.
Yeah, because they shut down the train for like a year or two, right? While they built Tron.
Yeah, they're shutting it down
not
again.
going to shut it down this time. They're not going
Yeah.
to shut it down entirely. The
half of
rumor
it.
is that they're going to have it go halfway and then stop, and then they're going to go backwards on it and go the opposite
so
way.
Disney Media
it's
actually
kinda like a back and forth.
WDI came out and like confirmed that, and they're going to switch around some seating on the train. So if you're going backwards, like you can go to a different train.
Yeah.
I don't know, cart, I guess, and it'll be facing forward, but the train itself will be moving backwards. So, RJ, your vertigo can be at rest.
Yes, for sure. All right, now the last thing I kind of wanted to talk about, well, not last thing, but one of the last topics I wanted to discuss was, were there any specialty meet and greets, like were Mickey and Minnie in costume, anything special like that has to do with the 70th anniversary?
Yeah, one thing I will say, we do a little bit better. And actually, so I was with the owner of our travel agency, Ben. He came on this trip, and he was like, "Y'all do meet and greets so much better." And I didn't even realize it was much of a thing. But our characters just roam. Like, it is very rare they're in one spot. Like, they just roam and you can find them. So, like, right when you walk into Disneyland, there's like 7 different times a day that the Fantastic Five will be out there. Well, I guess more than Fantastic Five, because you see Chip and Dale there as well. But they're always out roaming, and they change their costumes. And so they were all cutesy in their 70th merch, and I loved that. They did bring out one special character. I actually got a picture with him, but they brought out Rex from Toy Story. So he's he's never met before. So I don't know why they picked Rex to be out, but that's what they chose. So he was like a new meet and greet for the 70th. Yeah, I love when they bring out new characters. That's my thing. Like, bring them out, do something different. When they introduced Anger from Inside Out, I thought that was really cool. But they always do a good job of like doing their different costumes and doing the 70th. And people always, I don't know if they do it as much at Disney World, I've never seen it, but like here, people try to dress like the characters, and they'll like try to dress up like their outfits. They'll try to find that. Well, this year they got smart. Okay, this year they got smart, and they actually created a dress that looks like Minnie's dress, almost like an exact replica, but in kid form, and so like in toddler form. And so I was like, I was real tempted with that for Scarlett, because it was really but it was like $70, and I was like, she's gonna grow out of this in a month.
Exactly. For kids, maybe not so much. That might be a good idea to sell for adults, because I know adults would buy it just as
right. That's what I'm saying. Even just like a skirt or something, because Minnie's was like very flowy and all different colors, and I feel like that was cool. So but that's the first time I've ever seen them do something where like you can dress like the characters. I thought that was really cool.
That's cool.
So.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that is neat.
There's this summer for annual pass holders, there is going to be a unique meet and greet opportunity. Have you heard about this yet, Noah?
I saw that. I saw it, but I can't
you
remember
can
who it
meet
was.
Dopey in Germany at Epcot.
Oh,
And
in
so
Germany. I thought you
he's-
said
in
Germany.
Germany.
I was like, who's Germany?
No. In Germany. So he's going to be there when we go on our trip. So I was like, we have to get a picture with Dopey, because
Listen,
you can't just
yeah,
meet
that's a
the
cool
7 dwarfs. Like, that's not
No.
a thing. Yeah.
But if they
Last
brought out
year,
Oswald
we got to meet
before it,
Genie.
I have a picture of me meeting the 7 dwarves at Disney World's. They did
for the
it
Halloween for the Halloween they
party.
do it.
Yeah.
Or Christmas party, but that's like the only time.
I did both.
So this is going to
Yeah.
be just Dopey. Yeah.
It'd be cool if they switched it out and did different dwarves and stuff. That would be neat. Yeah.
Just, I
Last
really
year,
hope they get Anger
their
if they do that.
character was Genie that you got to meet. So we met Genie.
Yeah, we did a
that's
picture
cool.
with Genie.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Is that the one? Is it like a specified area every time, like the same spot, or does it change
Last
every
year
year?
it was in Morocco for
The AP lounge.
like VIP.
Got it. So
annual
it changes
pass
based
holder
on
lounge
like
that they did.
what the character's from.
Yeah.
But they're still doing that one again this year.
Oh.
But you can't,
I
it's
think
just a picture of Genie. It's not actually
Yeah.
the Genie.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because that line got pretty long in that
Yeah.
little lounge. So they were pretty smart to move it away from that lounge, but still keep it at Epcot.
Yeah.
I think that was a good idea. But last thing I kind of wanted to discuss is, Karissa, you and I at some point went to the 50th anniversary when we were younger, and we got to experience that. Do you remember a lot of that, and like how much it's changed from the 50th to the 70th? I was talking to her a little bit earlier. Like, I remember everything was decked out in gold, like gold Mickey ears, gold castle, like everything had something gold related with it. And then there was this game, this old school computer game called VMK. And with the VMK, you could get these little collectible cards that you could go to different places and collect them. And they had little codes that you could use for the game. Was there any sort of things like that where it would be like free things other than the ticket things that you could scan your Magic Band? Were there like statues or anything else that you could do that was sort of free? And then maybe a little bit of your experience with it and what you thought about it compared to the 50th and now.
I think the coolest thing for me is I actually did go like searching for the 50th pictures just to kind of compare and think about it. I think it's so cool for me to like, I love the idea of like, this is a generational thing. Like 50 years ago, I went as a kid. I mean, I was a little bit older, but I was only probably like 10. I'm not giving away my age here. And, I love that I get to bring my kids now. And like 20 years later, I never even thought about that. Like how cool it is to have it just, and then, okay, in 20 more years, am I going to be able to like have my grandkids there? I don't know. But like, I think it's just, let's hope not. My kids are little, but you know what I mean? But like, I really think it's neat. Maybe I might be bringing them and their spouses or their girlfriends. I think a generational thing, I don't even think I realized how important, 20 years ago was. They didn't really have any free things other than the tickets. I think that was like their main thing that they did that was commemorative and free. For the 50th, one of my favorite memories is they had like a Kodak thing. They had partnered with Kodak back in the day, and they had photo montages, and it was people sent in photos, and they just made like characters out of those. So it'd be like they did like a Mulan one, and it was little tiny photos that made up her picture, right? But people sent it in, and we actually sent in 3, and we were looking all around the parks because there was like 50 different photo montages all around. And we found ourselves and actually have like a picture of like us, like here's our finger, and we could like actually see like, look, we're in this big picture. And I think that was super neat. Cool. I hope they bring stuff like that back. I love the interactive stuff, the key, the statues at Disney World, I think it's neat when they incorporate this kind of stuff. We do go a lot. I try to stay up to date with my clients so I can make sure I know exactly what's going on, exactly what's happening. And one of the things
that's why she goes.
Yeah, that's why I go. But I do think it like makes it so much more special. So for Disneyland, just a while ago, we had the Pixar Fest, and they took the Pizza Planet trucks, and they hid 50 of them all around the parks, inside rides, inside queues. Like I rode rides I absolutely hate, so I could find this stupid Pizza Planet truck because I was like, I gotta know where it is. But I think the interactive stuff, I think Disney nails it, and I hope that they keep doing it because I think it's very important. And I hope, like I said, in 20 years, I hope to bring my kids, or hopefully close to the 100th, and like their spouses and their kids, and just keep going for generations to come. I think it's amazing memories.
That's so cool.
I can't wait until Disney World does their 75th and all that.
That's gonna be cool when we do it. Years. Maybe we'll finally get our key in Talking Mickey.
How old will we be when that happens?
Not that.
50th was like a year and a half ago. So
I know.
Still another 20 years.
For
50s.
Yeah.
50s. That's
oh
not
my
too
goodness.
bad. Not
We're gonna
aging
be
myself
in
at all.
electric scooters.
I already feel like I need an electric scooter walking around Epcot.
Oh my goodness.
Get yourself a baby stroller and just
Get my little
around.
electric scooter with my little key. I'm gonna go find all my stuff.
Oh, there was plenty of those. There was plenty of those.
I bet there were.
I will say, I already said we're doing a Disney half marathon in September, and I already told my husband, I said, just rent me one of those scooters because he wants to go to the park afterwards. I'm like, like after a half marathon, I'm just gonna be like, vroom, vroom, because I am not walking around after that.
RJ and I didn't do the half marathon, but we did do the 10K at Disney World. And I remember that next day we went to the parks. We went to Magic Kingdom because we wanted to get a picture in front of the castle with our medal. And I remember like my legs being like jello that whole day. And that was only a 10K.
My legs are like jello before I even do the like just on a regular Tuesday going to the park. So
Yeah, I'm not a runner, so I feel like that's gonna be my problem. Look at
my
that.
special medal.
I have 3
You'll have to do
medals.
a
Probably the last time I ran.
You'll have to do an episode on running half marathons, or like
Yes,
just in general, run Disney, I should say.
Yeah, both of my brothers did the Dopey Challenge at Disney World.
Oh,
so
that's amazing.
Have you heard of the Dopey Challenge?
Yes.
And so
Actually,
it's
I
like
have a friend.
4 days in a row where you do
It's
first day's the
insane.
5K, 10K is the second day, half day's the half, or the third day's the half, and the fourth day's the full. And then if you complete all 4, you get the Dopey Challenge. So they both did the Dopey
actually,
Challenge.
one of the owners in our agency, Carlos, he is actually doing the half marathon. When's Disney World's next one?
January.
the
January.
princess-
No.
I think that's
No, it
No,
would
I
be
think it's
January.
before
'cause
January.
in July.
Yeah. It's like
Is
I think
it?
October.
it's July, maybe.
July. Oh,
In
I
the
thought it was really-
parks. Not in the parks.
I don't know.
Because
He's
they
doing
do-
I thought it
it,
was like
so
October.
They do a lot
November
of
time.
virtual runs in the summertime. But
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
the
that's
when I
next
did
run
mine.
was January, and then in February they do the princess.
I think they are doing like
yeah,
some
'cause
sort
I
of one
think-
around Halloween time, because that's when I'm doing mine, and I think he's doing his around that. I think his is in August and mine's in September. So I could be wrong on that, but either way, I think Run Disney is something that people like to do but don't talk about enough. I just found out due to someone else posting about it that you could get like Disney puts out like the marathon plan, and you can like print it up and like check out the boxes of
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do each week. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah,
know that
we did
existed.
that.
I've never done it before. So anyway,
Yeah.
I love Run Disney. That's a whole nother topic, but
It's the Wine and Dine half marathon.
Oh, yeah, the
It's
Wine
in
and Dine.
October.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always think about the Princess one or the one in January, the big one. I
Race
never-
weekend.
I swear
Yeah.
they did
that's
the
what they
Star
do.
Wars one,
Yeah.
and that's all I think about when I hear Run Disney anymore, or the Oswald one. Those are the
Have you
only
done
two
any
races
Run
I ever think about.
Disneys, Noah?
Yeah, I did 3. The virtual
Virtuals
5Ks.
or in the
yeah,
virtual
the
ones?
virtual. They're all the ride ones. So I got Space Mountain, Haunted Mansion, and Teacups. And then I
Did
got
you
a
actually
fourth.
do
I
the
think we
runs
did
though?
the
Yes, I
Incredibles
did
virtual
do
ones,
them.
didn't we?
Yeah. We did do the
think
incredible ones,
so.
RJ. We did the incredible 5K summer challenge where you had to run a 5K every month in the summer. We got
Yeah.
like 3 medals for that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
the
getting
virtual
a
ones are fun if you
Maleficent.
Can't make it.
I think ours is a Halloween one, so I'm getting a Maleficent medal. It looks legit.
Oh,
That's
I need to
cool.
sign up
Yeah,
for that
that's
one.
Super cool.
I need
You only
the
got like 3
Maleficent
months
medal.
to train. You got this.
I can do it. I'll cry. I'll cry a lot,
I just
but I can
wanted
do
the
it.
Oswald one. That's all I wanted.
Well, I really appreciate Karisa coming on
Yes,
and
thank
sharing
you.
her experience with the 70th. Yeah. Do you guys have any final thoughts or anything you want to add?
I
Final
have my
thoughts.
score. My score is finished.
Okay, let's
Oh,
hear
I'm
it now.
scared.
Oh, okay.
What you got?
All right. Out of 75 points, you got a grand total of 65. So,
Not bad.
No,
That's
I
pretty-
mean,
that's
10
not bad.
short. 10 short.
so I'll explain to you my grading system. All these are out of 10 basis. For your explanation of different topics, you got a 10 out of 10. Good job on that. Love of Muppets, you got a 10 out of 10 on that as well. Detail in your topics, you got a 10 out of 10. Confidence, 10 out of 10. Speech and well-spoken, 10 out of 10. You didn't give me any compliments, though. So you got a 0 out of 10 on that one. And the last one...
Well, I like your rating system. So is that helpful?
Yeah. And then the last one is, do I like you as a person? And that one is solely tied to the Muppets one. So whatever score you get for the Muppets, you also get for the do I like you as a person.
You're gonna have to figure out a way to put Muppets in every conversation now.
Exactly. So you got a 10 out of 10 on Muppets, but you didn't ride Muppet Vision 3D. So I had to dock 5 points from that last one from you. So that's
Fair.
you got a 65 out of 75 total. So good job.
Fair,
That's
fair.
the highest score we've gotten so far. Yeah. We'll see
You're
how
the
you
only
fare.
one who scored so far.
We'll see how you fare
my
with the other
gosh.
hosts that come on. This will be
Noah.
a continual thing.
My word.
Sounds great. No, yeah, thanks so much for having me on for real. So I mean, I could always talk about Disney all day, every day. So it was the 70th was
Yeah.
fun, and I'm looking forward to what other things Disney comes up with. So
All right, now see, I've already forgotten what the name of your travel agency is and where they can find
Oh, I
you,
remember.
so
Oh,
could
no,
you
pick
tell-
me.
Has
Pick me,
Luke.
I remember.
Luke.
Okay, yeah.
It has nothing to do
Cruise.
with Luke.
Cruise.
It's Cruise into Vacay.
I was
yep,
close.
that's it.
Isn't it-
But
I was
close
Cruise
both
is spelled
times.
Crews.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
a ship
my
crew.
last name's.
All right.
Yeah, and main places. I actually am starting a TikTok here pretty soon, but I mainly do Instagram. I enjoy Instagram. I'm old. I think I just I'm a little
I can give you great
millennial.
pointers on
It's
how to
fine.
make a TikTok once a month. I can give you great
Okay.
tips on how to do that.
He doesn't even do once a month anymore.
Noah would get a solid 0 out of 75 points for how many TikToks that he makes. So.
Listen, the ones I do make are awesome. Okay.
Actually, your Splash Mountain one was pretty good. I liked that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one, but thank
It
you.
wa-
Thank you.
It was a Splash Mountain
Yeah,
water.
It was how to
Oh,
survive
yeah.
in
Oh,
summer.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's
That's
right.
right. Okay. I don't know
I've
why I
made
thought
so
Splash
many I
Mountain.
don't
It's
even
fine.
remember.
Shows you how memorable your TikToks are.
And I wish our last name was a creative way that we could like make a handle
Cruise
name.
into vacay.
What can you do with Lopez?
I got
Are
nothing.
we supposed to share
Ask
our last
ChatGPT.
name?
The silence spoke for us.
No, but we really appreciate Karisa hanging out, and definitely go check out her travel agency. If you have any questions about Disneyland, hit her up. She's the Disneyland person for sure.
Yep.
So we really appreciate her getting on and hanging out with us today. If you're more interested in our travel agency too, I mean, we've had Juliet on now and Chris on now, and so we're over at famvia.com, and so yeah, you're definitely welcome to reach out to us as well, and if you're interested in that sort of thing, or if you're interested in booking travel through one of us, definitely give us a call, and we'd be happy to help. Message us on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. So yeah, mine is Carousel of Destinations too. So it's a lot of fun to be a travel agent and help people book Disney trips. Anyway, thanks so much for hanging out with all of us today, and we appreciate it. And thanks to Noah for your rating
It's
system.
my pleasure. It's going to happen more.
Yeah,
Don't
really.
worry. It'll return.
Thanks to Jessalyn too. We really appreciate everybody here, and thank you so much for hanging out. And we'll see you guys next week. And that now we're not going to play the same pre-recorded message we played last week.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our show. Before you go, please don't forget to gather your belongings and head over to our email at carouselpod@gmail.com to ask us your questions. Oh, and wouldn't you believe it? You can now bring the magical sense of vacation right into your home. Check out the Magic Candle Company and use our exclusive link with the code CarouselPod at checkout to get 15% off your order. And don't forget, we're here to help you plan your future Disney trips. Just send us a message at rj@famvia.com. Until next time, we'll see you in a great, big, beautiful week.